Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam. I'm joined by Jer, Liz, and Phil for another manic and packed episode. Now, guys, yes, Backlash was on, but not the Backlash of our generation. They call it WrestleMania Backlash. Now, I'm not going to lie, I forgot that it was on, right? Now, I happened to watch the highlights. I caught up and I watched this. But yeah, this one went under the radar. I don't like this whole WrestleMania Backlash. To me, Backlash was an iconic pay-per-view back in, I suppose the late 90s and the early 90s, you know what I mean? I think it was, there was some really big things that happened back in, 2000, 2001, 2002. But like this day and age, it's different. What seemed to steal a show, guys, was Riddle's entrance. Now, that's telling you something. That's telling you, you know what I mean? This pay-per-view wasn't packed. There were so many matches, Roman Reigns is teasing that he may be on a part-time contract, which we'll come to in a bit. But first of all, Joe, look, WrestleMania Backlash was on last night. What did you think of it? Obviously, it went under the radar. It wasn't really talked about as much as, the main pay-per-views.
Yeah, it's a filler pay-per-view. It's nothing, there wasn't many big matches. Nothing going to change other than Ronda and Charlotte, title changes. There were no other title matches, so it wasn't really anything that was going to make any difference to, the build up for Hell in a Cell or Money in the Bank or whatever's coming up next. Overall, though, I think it was a good pay-per-view. Most of these filler pay-per-views that aren't really hyped up much end up being way better than they expected. Like Cody and Seth stole the show for me anyway. Like that match was unreal, and I feel they're going to do a third one. I feel they're going to have a Hell in a Cell match because Cody or Seth won't be happy that he got used the tights to roll him up. So I can feel something like that maybe for Hell in a Cell. Maybe it's in the Hell in a Cell. I'm not sure what, but at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I think they'll have another match again.
Definitely. No, Lizzie, when we were all, I suppose, that bit younger and we were, I suppose, in our teens and stuff, every pay-per-view was like a box office event, right? This day and age, now, like people pick their 2 or 3 pay-per-views per year. So it's really lost that feel-good factor, isn't it? It's teams are different. But what's your take on WrestleMania Backlash? Should they drop the WrestleMania part? Should they treat it like like a SummerSlam, like a Mania, like a Rumble?
I can see why it's WrestleMania Backlash. And I remember when, I think it was like last year was the first time they kind of ran with it. And we were all like, oh, you lazy bunch of fuckers. Like you couldn't just say Backlash at wrestling, just like to ride on the coattails of WrestleMania Backlash. But I can see, because obviously there was a lot of, crisscrossing from the matches that were held at Mania. But I don't know, is it just a little bit... There's a little bit too much of a difference, what's the word I'm looking for? Too much time has elapsed between Mania and the pay-per-view, even though it's only 36 days, as we were reminded when we watched it. It just feels like an awful lot longer, where the feuds were already there going into Mania. So I don't know, should it be a bit quicker, or should it be like, some kind of massive episode of Raw or SmackDown after Mania, do you know what I mean? And I just think it's a little bit too long, so then you're kind of like get reinvested again and it can be dragged out a little bit. Having said that, right, Backlash, we were all like, yeah, whatever, don't really care what's going to happen. I personally think it delivered. It was not like, celebrated hugely beforehand. None of us were like, we're all kind of but to be honest, I think for the first time in a long time, the in-ring action and the wrestling spoke. It really, really did. I thought there was just a lot more of it. And it was just like, we had some absolute superstars at Backlash. I really thought we did. There we go. Yeah, I really, really thought we did. And a lot of standout moments. So, yeah, I was happy with it.
Good stuff. I like that take. Phil, 1999 was the first ever Backlash, right? Now, I keep referring to my childhood and my teens, right? But I always remember after Mania, the Raw was fucking epic. Like, you're on a fix, you're drinking, you're up to Super Value getting, 3 liters of Coca-Cola, and you're young, you get away with it. Like you don't feel like you're going to get a heart attack. Like if I don't know in the morning, I'd feel like, right, I'm on my way out, I'm going to ring my doctor. But like legit, like the pay-per-view after Mania should be fucking iconic. And they have this WrestleMania Backlash. Now, I know I'm sounding critical, right? But I know there's one fucker out there watching this and saying, right, he's right. that guy is right. He might be in America, he might be in Japan, but he's saying that guy is fucking right. I'm telling you, they should really, really have something big after Mania. Like there's momentum. Like Mania is like a new season. You know, Mania is like for me it's the end of the year, and then you have to start. And like, did they really drop the ball, Phil? Could have showcased more? Could have, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like it did deliver, and I'm going to agree with this and Joe, 100% delivered. You know, like we've seen Rhea Ripley, you know, come out and you know she's going to join Edge's stable, which we predicted. You know, there were some good matches, but like, was it really a shit show, or was it actually all right in your opinion?
It was actually, as they said, I actually thought it was one of their best shows they've done in a while. Yeah. Every single match, I actually think Cody Rhodes and Rollins is actually a better match on this, but the emotion was there for WrestleMania, so it's kind of like, which one do you want? AJ was good. The 6-man tag was like a fucking AEW style, no tags, just full on. Yeah, it was a good. I really liked it. Rhea Ripley was coming though. We kind of knew it would be.
Well, you did say that a few weeks back when you were talking to Vince.
Yeah, Tommaso or Ciampa is probably next.
Yeah, four is the perfect number, I think.
But if it was me personally, I'd get rid of this. The next show would be Money in the Cell or something. There shouldn't be a show in this time.
Yeah. I agree. Now, look, we talk in the matches and stuff, first of all, but look, there was a little thing there. I think Roman Reigns did a live event show there recently, and he spoke to the crowd, and he goes, look, it was kind of, he was hinting at retirement, hinting at cutting down. Now, it seems to me, guys, that he's got the same kind of deal as Brock Lesnar, where clearly he's gonna, Brock does his own thing. Brock just hunts and fucking shoots buffaloes every day, but like, you know, like Roman's probably gonna go into Hollywood, right? He's got every attribute to be a Hollywood star. Is it the case that Roman's going to drop the belt soon, guys, and maybe drift off and just do a part-time thing like John Cena? Or is he just teasing and, look, letting people know, look, I'm going to be solid for another year or two, and then look, after that, then I'm kind of going to cut down?
He's definitely having that at WrestleMania next year. 100%.
You think so, yeah?
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. Like, last night proved it. Like, he hasn't been pinned in over 1,000 days.
Are we all agreeing still that Rock match is probably still going to happen?
Depends.
I don't. If it does happen, it shouldn't be for the title though, because Rock's not coming back to win a title. He's not going to stay around after WrestleMania if it happens. And if Roman's leaving, like, you know, he's leaving. He doesn't need to be champion. They don't need to do what Brock did and fuck off for 3 or 4 months with the title and have no belt on Raw or something. So that should be. If this, you know, whatever Cody's said on the promo for the Money in the Bank, you know what they said about the winners, the male and female winners of the Money in the Bank now are going to headline WrestleMania, have a chance to headline WrestleMania.
That was a weird one.
That was a weird one. So a chance, I'm not sure whether that means they're going to wrestle. You know, they have a chance to headline WrestleMania. So, you know, somebody wins the Money in the Bank, gets Roman on night 1. Somebody wins Royal Rumble, gets Roman on night 2. Like, you know, maybe the Rock comes back and wins the Royal Rumble and gets Roman on night 2, and Cody wins Money in the Bank, gets Rock on night 1, or vice versa, whatever. Like, I'm not sure. It's just hard to know whether the Rock and Roman match is going to happen.
Yeah, sure. A little prediction, right? So we say Roman drops the belt in a couple of months' time, right? Who does he dethrone the belt to? Who deserves it? Like, Cody's back, and look, it makes sense that Cody has an agreement.
Yeah,
he came back on his terms. Does Cody win the belt, or does someone else win the belt? What do you see happening? How does it play out?
Well, they need 2 belts. They need a belt in each brand. Like, Raw needs a champion. SmackDown needs a champion. Roman is fine having, you know, both belts and showing up on Raw, like, but he can't do that every week. And if there's nothing to fight for on Raw, like, you know, it's not fair. So I'm predicting, hopefully for Cardiff, that Drew McIntyre will beat him for either the Universal or the World Heavyweight title belt. I do hope Cody does bring back the Winged Eagle eventually, though. But I think for the Cardiff show, they're going to need something big. You know, somebody, you know, who's British winning something the way they did with Bulldog and Bret Hart in '92. Like, they need something like that to close the show. So I think if Drew beats Roman, that would be huge.
I like it. And I know you just could have touched base on something there, but I did see, like, you know, I go on Twitter. No, don't get me wrong, guys. Look, some of my sources are unreliable. I just see something on Twitter. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's going to happen, right? But there was 3 or 4 tweets, right? I'm not going to say 4 to 6,000 tweets. There was 4 tweets. Like, people do reckon that Paige may come back for this pay-per-view. It might be just a one-off match. It might be some involvement, but I do hope that Paige does come back. I'm just going to quickly touch base on that. So if it does happen, I'd like to see it happen in Wales.
Dave, this little part, put this out as a 30-second clip. Paige come back.
Yeah. I think so. It'd be nice. It would be nice. But Phil, what's your take? Right, look, Roman, he's got everything. You know, he's got every attribute possible known to man. He's a fine specimen. You know, he's off from Ireland. Anyway, is it going to happen? Is Roman going to drop the belt soon?
I don't want him to. I want it to keep going, and I'd be a fan of it going past even WrestleMania next year again.
But does it get boring without him defending? You know,
the thing is, like, who do you go to? Do you go back? The only person who you could really give it to is Cody Rhodes because he's never won it. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going backwards to like Seth Rollins or someone. You know, they've always had it.
But if Cody won the belt in the next 2 months, right, and say he's a champion till Mania, would it be good to see himself and Rollins at Mania, and then Rollins catching him then at Mania? You know,
they could do that. They could very well do that.
Yeah,
like they need to just. They don't have anyone on the young side except for Braun Breaker.
Yeah,
who's kind of
have a name change again soon.
Yeah, he called Braun or something. Yeah.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, what do you think of the Bloodline, guys? Look, obviously that match was incredible. Like I did see the highlights. Obviously, I forgot that it was on, but watched it. Obviously, I was impressed with the matches. The results were pretty interesting as well. No real surprises. Obviously, Edge beating AJ Styles. Ronda made Charlotte say I quit.
That match was infinitely better than the WrestleMania match.
Yeah,
1,000,000%.
Yeah, completely agree. Madcap Moss obviously defeated Happy Corbin, Roman and the Usos defeated Drew and RK Bro, and obviously Cody defeated Seth freaking Rollins.
The only thing is, like, should they not have put like Bianca on this instead of Madcap Moss?
Yeah,
like that could be on SmackDown. Being realistic.
It could have been, but look, yet again, I think it worked out well. I'm going to say that, but it's one of the more short cap pay-per-views I've seen, you know.
Yeah, and Hell in a Cell then is the next one.
Yeah,
will be interesting. Yeah. Like June is one of the most packed months I've seen for wrestling in a long time. There's a show every weekend
worldwide. Yeah, it's incredible.
Every single weekend there's a show.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. That's what I will say. I'm going to switch quickly to Dynamite, guys, and obviously the Owen Hart. It's the tournament's picking up great momentum. We're seeing a lot of stuff happening. Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood. It's going to be first of all, Tony Storm for me has shined, but like, you know what I mean. I think Dax is really, guys.
I'd love P1.
Oh yeah.
He's got great potential even in the singles. You know what I mean? We've seen so many things over the years, like with tag teams not really stay together. We look at Booker T, for example, broke away from Harlem Heat. Do you know what I mean? He had a really good singles career. But Dax is incredible. Like, his matches have been incredible. He faces Adam Cole and that's set for Dynamite. That'll be a good match, lads, won't it?
I think Dax beats him.
I do too. I hope he does. Adam Cole doesn't need to win this tournament at all.
Yeah,
there's too much talent over there for him to be.
The only thing is, there's a Joker card. I only spotted it recently.
Yeah. Cesaro.
Is it Mero?
I'd love it to be Cesaro.
I'd like it to be Cesaro or Cesaro.
The coffee drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like, obviously Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy. We have obviously Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter, which will be a fucking epic match.
Yeah.
We Punk is going to be fighting. Is it John Silver?
Yeah, that's just
And then obviously
the random match.
The contract as well. But look, you mentioned Cesaro, guys, right? he's popped up on Twitter. There's a fair shot from the side, so obviously something's gearing up. I think no matter where he goes, sure, he's probably going to be appreciated a lot more than he was in WWE.
100%. I really hope. I think he'll be perfect fit. I know AEW's had loads of fucking ex-WWE guys, but AEW will be a perfect place for him because he has a venture outside of wrestling. Like I said, he's got his own coffee thing now that he's doing. Whether I don't know what it's going to be, a shop or a brand or what, like, but having him against Samoa Joe, in the first round of that, and he's got the history with the Hart family, having teamed with Tyson Kidd and being champion with him in the past, like, and it would be a nice touch to have him go on all the way, maybe against Dax, that kind of, former tag team champions going after each other, like, and they'd beat the shit out of each other if they did get to the final. Like. Yeah. I'm not sure what way the brackets fall if they do end up meeting, or is it semi-final or final? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing about Cesaro, guys. I'm not just saying it, he's one of the nicest fucking guys you'll ever meet, and I'm generally just saying that, like, he
was brilliant.
It's like
why was he brilliant? What happened, Phil?
I know he was brilliant.
It's just like you can't put it into perspective.
He was like. Weren't they like come down to the fucking pub with them? They wanted you to go down to the pub with them.
Yeah, it was surreal. Like, it was like you just can't put into words how nice and how shy Cesaro is.
If he could put what we saw into TV, he'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, he's just really geeky, and he's kind of very geekish, and he's like
he's always ribbing as well.
We were chatting. I was chatting to Seamus, and he was just looking at me. And Seamus is like, "Wow." He was like, like the way the pure fucking the tone of a dub and a Cork man, like, he was like, it was poetry and emotion. But he's so fucking cool. But I've
never seen anyone latch onto anyone like Seamus did to you that day, though.
Yeah, no, Seamus a good guy. He's a good guy, I must say. He's rooting for Cesaro, guys. I think he really misses Cesaro, and I think no matter what Cesaro does, Seamus will be behind him. And who knows, we'll see Cesaro and Rusev, aka Mero, in a big pay-per-view on All Elite Wrestling very soon. There'll be a lot of chemistry there. Two great wrestlers. So I just hope Cesaro does pop up, guys. I hope that's where he goes. I think
just because in my head there now about AEW, what do you think of this Wizard thing? Because I'm not a fan at all.
It's just a nickname. He's obviously not going to come out wearing a hat and fucking casting magic spells and people.
Well, he'd be crucified because there's images of him in KKK.
What?
Like, do you remember that at all? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He's in a film or something where he's wearing KKK.
Yeah.
What film was that?
It's Kevin Smith film, I think. One of the Kevin Smith films.
Christ almighty.
But like the King Wizard KKK, that's what they're all saying.
Phil doesn't forget.
He'll eventually have a match with Danhausen, and Danhausen will try and curse him. He'll try and cast a spell on Danhausen as well.
Well, he's gonna team up with Hook now, I think, is he? Danhausen and Hook.
Yeah, Hookhausen.
Oh, hashtag
I can't wait for that to take off.
Yeah, actually, Hook is a good guy.
There's nothing like a mismatched tag team, like, they're always entertaining as fuck. Like.
Yeah.
And Danhausen's he's a national treasure, guys. He absolutely is.
Well, I think he's still injured. He had a broken foot.
He's fighting next week. Isn't he having his first match?
Next week?
I think he is, yeah.
He's a decent wrestler, too.
Against Tony Nese, is that happening?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Interesting. It'd be good to see what way he is in the ring. I've watched a lot of his matches on YouTube. He's actually decent, lads. He's not just this guy that does promos,
Is Dynamite from MJF's hometown, because Tony Khan put out. Yeah, I was wondering that.
That's why John Silver is fighting CM Punk, because he's from Long Island as well.
Yeah.
Also as well, Hangman Page going heel. I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know.
It's more of a like give him an attitude, so there's a bit of passion in the feud, like more than a heel turn. I don't know if he's a natural heel. Is he?
Maybe just testing the water to see what the reaction is if they were going to, but I don't think it was the reaction they were expecting, because his reign's been indifferent.
It'll be interesting, like if he comes out during this John Silver match, because John Silver and Hangman Page behind the scenes, if you ever watch Being the Elite, they have great chemistry and they're good friends like behind the scenes. So
John Silver's hopeless.
He's
On Be the Elite, he is absolutely, he cannot hold his piss. He just, I mean, I'm bad for laughing at it, but this man will laugh at fucking anything. He cannot keep a straight face. It's amazing.
Also, as well, what did you think of the Blackpool combat training? I thought that was really good.
That was fucking sick.
Unreal. Really, really good. I love the Blackpool Combat Club. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely love it.
My brother is a massive Moxley fan, and he's like, when does this tag matches stop?
What? Oh, I think it's a great direction for them. I really do, and I want them to add more to the Brood.
Oh no, but like more of this training stuff instead of a match every week. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of where he was going.
Yeah.
No, it's yeah. I was getting distracted. There was stuff popping up in front of me there, so that's why I could have froze there for a second. But I'm kind of gonna have to track a small bit. To be honest. But I just wanted to quickly touch base, guys. The Keno Cork, right? Obviously, June 25th, there was a multiverse of madness that was announced. Okay, Mr. Charlie, you know, we know Charlie. People go around the city and say, "What's in the box, Charlie?" But guys, have you seen the lineup? The lineup is fucking epic.
Stellar.
I know there's a few of us aware for it, but the lineup is. Do you see Justy's partner, Phil?
Yeah.
I remember your interview with him. Well,
yeah. If you ever want to see a bizarre interview, just watch that. It's
Cara Noir.
I'm sorry, but Cara Noir's entrance is just poetry in motion. It is just visually stunning, and I'm just here for it. It's just beautiful. I'm sorry, but it's just beautiful. I'd watch it all day long. Gorgeous.
And you were at Neptune that time. He was there, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, literally, I think it was the first time I saw his entrance properly, and I was like, what in the name of fucking hell is this? This is just divine. It's fabulous.
He's like a fucking eagle, isn't he? A swan. Do you know,
Gorgeous.
Black Swan.
Yes,
Yeah.
just
Agreed.
magic. But 25th of June, guys, the Keno Cork Phoenix are back. And of course, don't forget the show after Scotty Too Hottie as well. Doors are 6:30 p.m. The bell is 7 p.m. And look, the WrestleSlam team will be there. So that's the summer in Keno Cork. Phoenix Wrestling tickets are on sale, eventbrite.ie. Also, manscaped.com, proudly behind the WrestleSlam podcast, guys. 20% off. Use the promo code WrestleSlam. As I say, look, lots of products there as well. The package 4.0, and there's many, many more. So go on to manscaped.com. 20% discount, WrestleSlam. Also, I have to mention, guys, after years and years and years of promising, we will be on the audio stream this week. Okay, so I am fully responsible for this not happening. Okay, so this is not this is not happening because of me. So like, this is something I said I was going to do 2 years ago, didn't do it. I said it a year ago, didn't do it. 6 months ago, I didn't do it. This week, guys, we will be on the audio stream. I've set up the platform. So look, you'll find us on Spotify and iTunes. I'm going to say Wednesday, but maybe Thursday. But look, hopefully it's out Tuesday night. But look, we're going to say Wednesday to be safe. So do check out the WrestleSlam podcast.
With the new with the heat wave coming in, you'll be able to do your running and listen.
Exactly. And look,
Exactly, Phil.
Exactly.
I would like to apologize. I would like to apologize to the team and to anyone that has asked for audio for the last 2.5 years. It's just me and my mindset. My mentality is actually pretty good. But look, I have a thing called writer's block. And I get very, very frustrated sometimes in front of a laptop, and I just can't do things. And I'm afraid to ask for help. And that's what happens. Okay. So I do apologize. But look, guys, we will be going on the audio stream this Wednesday, Spotify and iTunes. And guys, anyone near the top of that wrestling chart, we are fucking coming for you. Remember that, we are coming for you. That #1 spot, we have it in Ireland, but we're coming for the European one and then the world one. Okay, so do stay tuned.
We the ones.
Yes, #1, or #5 or #3. Look, just support and enjoy and enjoy and enjoy. Phil, Impact Wrestling is still doing the rounds. You know, people are saying it's consistent, it's incredible, it's fucking epic. Give us the latest on Impact at the moment. There's a lot of stuff happening there, and obviously
there's a lot of stuff happening, and I don't want to start off in a downer, but apparently the attendance was shockingly bad for the latest tapings.
Do you think that's down to location and all that, Phil? Yeah, obviously, look, we know they were in. I suppose they have had.
They were in Ohio. They were in Ohio at the weekend, and they had a big. I guess it's Burnout because they had a pay-per-view. Well, a special on the Saturday.
Yeah.
And yesterday's tapings were like 1/4 full, I think.
Yeah.
Not even that.
But
They were actually giving away free tickets to try and get seats in there, so it didn't look bad on TV. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I will say that it was a great show the weekend. Did you see it?
Just highlights.
Only highlights of it.
Yeah, I got the
Josh
highlights too.
Alexander again.
Yeah,
Nothing going on wrong.
Issues. Ridiculous.
He's ridiculous. I think he's top 5 in the world at the moment, guys, in my opinion.
And then Sammy Callahan's back as well. So
Yeah.
great to see him.
And Ace Austin, I think he's incredible, guys. You know, obviously he's back and forth with Trey Miguel for the Impact X Division Championship.
Going to be gone there now for a few weeks because he's in the Junior Cup.
Yeah.
He's going to
Yeah. So I thought he was going to lose, but he didn't. He won. He retained. So
Tasha Steeles, obviously, with Havoc, you know, the Impact Knockout Women's Championship. Obviously,
there was one thing that pissed me off on the show, and I really shouldn't, is Steve Macklin losing to Sabin.
Yeah.
But look, there's a big push behind him.
We expecting big things with Steve Macklin.
Yeah,
but apparently the rumor is they're getting married pretty soon. Deanna and him.
Yeah.
Sabian's one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time, lads.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But did he need the window? Surely Steve Macklin needed the bigger. You know, he's.
Or why bother start the push before the wedding?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, the both of them come back like an absolute dynamic duo, you know, and just run the gaff after they're married and done all that kind of stuff and came back and just wreaked absolute, excuse the pun, havoc on the whole fucking roster.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Well, like, just Deanna, going on to Deanna, she actually needs a break, I think.
Yeah.
It was, that's been common. She
deserves it.
She's been on top for a while now. So.
Hard worker.
Of course, Mia Yim came back to confront her.
Nice to see her though.
Yeah, which was great.
Good she got, yeah.
She did, yeah.
It made her feel like a big deal.
Yeah.
I wish they teased a surprise or something. Do you know what I mean? To get us a little bit more invested in what was going to happen at the weekend. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think Impact lacks that a little bit. You know, no, I'm not saying like, you know, TK announcement every week, teaser every week. No, but you know, just a little bit of a hook for us. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of a carrot on a stick. You know, I just sometimes feel that lacks, and they depend a little bit too much on the show, which there's nothing wrong with that either. But we need to get people to the show first to see how phenomenal it is.
I just have one question there for all you, right? I was watching a Raw from '99 the other day, and
which was epic.
It was actually epic. It was the one where Vince kind of rammed DX's car.
The 15, 12 plus 15 era of when you can actually curse and say shit.
But do you think that it's laziness that they don't do those kind of skits, or is it just goes over their heads?
It's just times are different, lads. Like I watched the one, The Rock was in the ring, and it was Kane, Kurt Angle, and Chris Benoit outside. And basically, The Rock was like, Kane, go into a room with Chris Benoit, take down your pants, and you show Chris Benoit how big your penis is. But like, that's the kind of shit that was going on when we were fucking.
Oh, but not even that. It's just like they're never going to appeal. Like Bischoff and went on some rant about you're not going to get a wrestling show new fans.
No.
Even just matches.
Every company has to deal with what they have right now. AEW is the same. Like they have their hardcore fans, you know, and their ratings are, you know, in between 800,000 and 900,000 for the last few weeks. Like they're never going to draw in new fans, like because they cater to the fans that they have, which is, you know, that 15-year-old, you know, upwards, you know, people who actually like to watch, you know, people swearing on TV and, you know, make fucking dick jokes or whatever. Like WWE has that fan base of kids, you know, 12 to 15-year-olds who kind of understand, you know, some innuendos and stuff, but it's, you know, don't let the parents hear it because the parents won't take them to the show then, like, so it has to be PG, as you know, with besides the word bitch, which is fucking more used than a surprise roll-up, like, but that's just it. Like WWE aren't going to ever get any new fans again. Like they get new fans during WrestleMania season because they bring in celebrities and they get the big numbers. that's all WWE book for. They're booking for WrestleMania every year. The rest
Like
of
again, I obviously don't want to see a show where it's like 100 NWO members coming out.
But there should be, I think there's a market there, Ger. I think there's a market there to go extreme. ECW done it. They broke the barrier as we stayed up and watching on Bravo late at night. There's definitely a, like, I think Impact should chance it. They should go extreme.
I would go Game Changer because at the way things are, like they have that hardcore vibe off them already. They are doing what ECW know, they just don't have a big TV deal. Like, I know fucking Stephanie McMahon had fucking half the GCW roster and a private box at WrestleMania this year, and they were all there at WrestleMania.
Smart.
By her.
Yeah,
Whether she's trying to get some deal with them or maybe put them on, the way they have fucking Progress and all these other companies on the network, maybe they'll put that on a 18 onlys version of the W network where you have to be over 18 to actually watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it though. Liz will watch it. Phil will watch it. We all would.
Yeah, you could have Raw After Dark. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. Or even if fucking Impact picked up the fucking baton and ran with it because nobody else is, you could have Dark Impact or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely, I say, hardcore fans will love that. I still think WWE can bring in new fans because they have that kiddie market, that kiddie niche market. They have, because you see how small the kiddies are that are going, and if a kiddie's going to go, the parent has to bring them. So you've 2 tickets basically for the one, right? And they're not going to leave the other kiddie at home. So they're going to bring the 2 kiddies and the adults. So just for that little kiddie to go and wave at Roman Reigns, that person has purchased 3 tickets, probably 3 shirts as well. And chances are the network white keep them quiet during the day. So, they have that, I think, and they are sports entertainment.
That's why they're big as they are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I never changed it. Obviously, look, we grew up in a different era, but that it is beautiful that they still have it. And, it's kids oriented, which is great, But it's
if I was in charge of AEW, I'd go absolute ape shit with Derek. I'd go
tell Tony, Phil, you're always onto him. Tell him.
You'd see 10 Karen Noir characters on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd fucking love to play with it. Like, as you say, ECW, the late 90s, the early 90s, you're in your front room and you were absolutely fucking shitting in case your mum and dad walked in because you're watching Francie or fucking someone going through a table on fire, and then you have that black remote control, right? And the most important button on that black remote control was LC. It was the last channel. back to Sky Sports. Go to channel 18. Back again. You're doing your fucking shit, but I'm telling you, that's what needs to happen. Impact Wrestling should go extreme. It should go to over 18s. Look, they're going to get a big fan base. You'll have all the people in their 30s, the 40s, the 50s, all switching back to wrestling. They have the wrestlers, they have them, they have the storylines.
At the moment now, it's Impact Wrestling. I'm more worried about their 20-year anniversary. So
they'll do something big though. Look, I'm sure they will for the 20-year anniversary.
I really hope something big goes down on that show. I'd love it if Jarrett came back. I love that music. I absolutely love that Impact music.
I think it will. So yet again, guys, look, don't forget we'll be on audio platforms this week, okay? So do check out Spotify and Apple. And look, as I said, the team will have it up on Twitter, so check us out on Twitter. It's WrestleSlam. You find us on Twitter, WrestleSlam Podcast. Yet again, check out all our stuff on YouTube. We have an interview with Progress Atlas champion Luke Jacobs going up as well. That's going to premiere this week, so it'll be there when you check after you see this. So check out Luke Jacobs, Progress Champ, Atlas Champ, and of course we'll have more interviews dropping this week as well. From myself, Jerry, from Liz, from Jer, and from Phil, thank you very much for tuning into our wacky show. It's been a bit of a different show this week. I think we went off the radar about 15, 20 times, but we had a good chat. We made sense, and it's a bit different, So guys, do check out all our shows. Do support us on Twitter. Do subscribe to us on the YouTube channel as well, the WrestleSlam Podcast. And we will catch you very soon, guys. Thank you very much.